Hi, my name is Logan, and this is my thesis on Chapter 8. The chapter is called Through Our Children, Bastardly Comes Under Attack, and it's an attack on the lower class, particularly women, by the middling class, who claim the lower class women were fully responsible for the uprising of the bastardly children, and they particularly singled out the African women, stating they had more lower morals, and they believed that they should just be punished for this injustice. This move was very significant. This, for starters, created many more hardships for women who were already not in the best position to be in already. And it also reconstructed the culture of female sexuality. The uprising of bastard children was a huge downfall for the lower class women, who received all the blame for this. It began to cause more strict policies for women, and the lower class women with bastard children would often take residency in an almshouse because they couldn't financially be stable enough to support this child on their own. And basically, an almshouse is a house for the poor unmarried woman. In 1805, men who fathered illegitimate children started being held financially responsible. They started being held financially responsible because women couldn't afford it themselves, and the government couldn't really help them with it, except for the almshouse and a few other small ways, but they needed more. They needed more from their fathers. So they started trying to hold them financially responsible. Now, this led to defiant attitude. Unlike their fathers before them, when they heard a new law, they would try and fight it, and they didn't feel like they should be financially responsible. They also shifted a lot of the blame towards the woman. And, well, women, when they would find out they're pregnant and they needed financial support, they would take these men to court. Now, the men would fight the accusations. They would say that they weren't the fathers, and they would do whatever they can to make it so that they weren't financially obligated to help these women. However, they would take these cases to court and they would fight them. There were a few cases that states that the men got off scot-free and didn't have to pay anything. However, many of them, they would go to court and the woman would win the court case, and the father would have to be financially responsible. They would have to support the woman and the children and give them financial support. Now, while living in the almshouse, it was a huge financial gain for them, because not only would they have free living, but they would also have financial aid from their husbands. So it was a huge step for pregnant mothers. I believe this chapter, all in all, is about how society reacted to bastardly children in prevention, and now the development of child support, and eventually held more men financially responsible for these bastardly children. I believe it was a huge step because it really allowed mothers to start better taking care of their children and getting their lives back on track. It was a huge step for everyone, and especially for the government, because the government took a bad situation and started finding a more capable way of how to handle it correctly, and that was making the men more financially responsible. Before, there was not much responsibility there. If they were having a child and it was bastardly and there was no marriage, this was a way to finally get things back on track to how it should be. It took a lot less stress off the government and put it more on the people who should be in charge. This is my thesis, and thank you for listening.